Good morning, Mamaw T back here again for another Saturday video. I hope you'll excuse my voice. I am having a lot of allergy issues. I hope that's all it is allergies, but we'll get through it. It's the fall. I love the fall, so it's worth it, isn't it? And today I'm going to do something different for me anyway, and that is to use all dollar store makeup products. I have purchased those for the first time ever. I went to the Dollar Tree because, I see, they have all this makeup. Well, I had a hard time with that because everybody else goes there too. And so the colors were picked through. They were all really dark, and I have such light skin that definitely would not work. So for my actual foundation, I had to go to Family Dollar, and it's still the LA Colors, which is the brand that Dollar Tree sells. Had to get that from there. And my powder, LA Colors, came from Family Dollar, but everything else came from the Dollar Tree. So I did, as good as I could do. I've already put my skincare on. I did put some Milani eyeshadow primer on my eyelids. I've already done that because, excuse me, I didn't see anything like that at the Dollar Tree. I have the Marie Claire Natural Charm eyeshadow palette. It also has a blush and a highlighter in it, and then 4 shades of eyeshadow. It says, okay, it don't say, it doesn't tell you what those colors are, but they're really pretty. I really like them. I've been using this week so I could... Okay, yeah, let me clean that up and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back from cleaning up my mess where I dropped my eyeshadow palette on the tile floor. And let me warn you, if you drop it on the tile floor, yeah, it's going to break. And it makes a mess all over your floor. But that's what these little chunks out are where I just dropped it. So, but it's okay. There's still plenty of stuff in there that we can use. But as I was saying, I've used this week, and, not all of it was I thrilled with, but I did enjoy the eyeshadow. I thought it worked really well. Excuse me. So I'm going to start, and let's see. Well, I've got some pink in my shirt, my Blessed Girl shirt, and I am a blessed girl. Let me throw that in there. And I'm going to go over here to this light pink color. Again, I don't see on here anywhere where it tells what this color is, but I'm just going to start swiping that all over my eye. And it doesn't show up a whole lot, which is, that's good. We don't want it to be all one color, do we? Even though I'm not fancy like a lot of these people who do makeup videos. They do such a good job of, their crease and their little triangle thingy on the side. And yeah, I wish I could do all that, but I just don't do that. I've done this makeup this way for many years. I'm 65 now, so you can imagine it's been a while. And that's what I'm used to doing. That was a BK Beauty 203 brush that I just used. I'm gonna switch over to my little e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. And I'm gonna go down here to the darker pink color right there. Again, be very gentle. Tapping this, even though it came from the Dollar Tree, was $1.25, it's very pigmented. I found that out this week, so you had to be very easy when you go getting that out and putting it on. Because as I've said a million times, it's easier to add more than it is to take off. I think we all know that. So I'm just tapping lightly into this darker pink color. And I'm swiping that on. Looking straight ahead because I do have what they call hooded eyes. I've got that skin that hangs down there, and if I don't do it that way, you won't be able to even tell I have any on, because when my eyes are open with that skin hanging down, you can't, once I relax, you can't see very much at all. And that's why I have to keep going back over, especially this eye. Why is it one side of your face? Or it is for me. It's like this whole side of my face. It just, I don't know. It just doesn't do right. But, I keep trying anyway. So, I think that's all I'm going to do with that. I'm going to switch over to this little palette. It is a highlighter and contour palette, LA Colors. And I'm going to use this light color in here. And one thing I really don't like about the Dollar Tree makeup is the containers it comes in. They're really very cheaply made, very hard to open. So I'm going to go into this. Even though that's a highlighter, I'm going to use it on as eyeshadow underneath my brow. So I'm just swiping some of that on that first brush that I used. I may need to put a little bit more of that color. Doesn't, you know, maybe it's me today. I can't see. Oh, I need to wax my eyebrows. Yeah, maybe I'll do that once I finish this. Because, boy, when you put that on there, you can really see them. Okay, but we're going to pretend like that's not there. And I'm going to go back over to the Marie Claire little palette. And I'm going to take some of this. Again, that is a highlighter, but I'm going to use it on my eyelids because it's shiny. And, you know, we like to put a shiny, bright color on our eyelids to make our eyes appear brighter. Oh, that was another thing, too. I did use some of the Catrice Under Eye Brightener under my eyes before I started. So there's that. So you can see that's pretty cool. And again, this is not eyeshadow, but I'm using it for eyeshadow. You know, there's no, as I've heard other people say, may have been a rock star mom says there's no makeup police. And that's the truth. Do what you want to do. And just because you see other people on the internet doing it a certain way, you don't have to do it that way. Do it however you want to do it. Wear whatever colors. I heard someone say that this week about putting the bright, shiny colors on your eyes. They, whoever they is, supposedly said, well, older women shouldn't do that. Well, why not? Why should older women not do what they want to do? You know, we're getting to that age now to where we can do what we want to do. And, you know, who's going to stop us? So, you know, I've always thought that about older people. They get to that point, and I'm starting to get to that point. If I want to do it, I'm just going to do it, and I don't care what anybody else thinks. Next, I have an LA Colors brow pencil, and I'm going to tell you right now, I do not like this brow pencil. It has a spoolie, which is really hard. You scrape it across there, and you feel like you're scraping all right, because it hurts. But anyway, I'll do it because, you know, this is a dollar store makeup video. And then this shade is, again, there was hardly anything to choose from. And I went to 2 different Dollar Trees. This shade is dark blonde. But I have a really hard time getting it to do anything. And maybe it's just because this is a pencil that you have to sharpen. I'm used to the cream eyebrow pencils, and they just put a lot more color on there. I guess you can see it does a little bit, not a lot. I'm having to press down pretty hard. Use that old tough spoolie. Feels like it's going to, you know, rip the skin off your face, but we'll try it anyway. Probably after today, I have used this all week, but after today, I am probably not going to use this anymore. I will put it in one of my old makeup bags, and probably with most of this Dollar Tree makeup, and I'll have it, you know, in case I run out of something. That'll be like a backup in case I need it, but I probably am not going to choose to use it. So that's that. It's about as good as I can get it to do, and that's good enough, isn't it? One thing I am going to cheat and do, though, is take my e.l.f. brow gel and go over that. Oop, there you go. Because I just don't feel like it shows up enough, so that's what I'm going to do, even though it didn't come from the Dollar Tree or a dollar store. It came from the e.l.f. website. Oh, speaking of e.l.f., they have come out with their advent calendar for 2025, and I just ordered that. It's 24 days, so that's pretty good. You know, a lot of them are just 12 days. The e.l.f. one is 24 days, and it's $95, you know, which is a lot of money, but my husband gave me the money to buy it, or I wouldn't have gotten it. So I do appreciate him doing that. He will pop up every so often and surprise me like that. So I've got my eyebrows done about as good as I can get them, considering what we're using. I'm going to try to curl my eyelashes a little bit. If you see me shaking, I'm not nervous. That's just something I do as I've gotten older. And 2, you know, I am drinking coffee with lots of caffeine in it, strong coffee with caffeine in it. So I'm sure that doesn't help any either. You know, that's why I haven't said anything to my doctor, because first thing she's going to say is, well, you need to lay off the caffeine. And no, I already do, though. We make our coffee half caffeine and half decaf, so it's not so full of caffeine, but, you know, there's still plenty there. But I just can't. I've tried giving up caffeine, and I just don't like it. So there again, I'm older. I'm not going to do it. I mean, if it would affect my heart or something, you know, something really bad, then of course I would, but I don't want to. I did pick up from the Dollar Tree this, it says MC Defining and Volumizing Mascara. And if you watched any of my previous videos, you know I am a Thrive mascara person. That's the only mascara I like because I have such short little eyelashes, but I've been using it this week and it's okay. I can tell it a little bit, but you see, I don't know if you can see or not, but right away it starts clumping, right? And getting up on my upper eyelid. So again, I will not be using this after today. I'm just keeping it real with you. I'm not going to say, oh, this is a wonderful product and I'm going to keep using it, because I'm not going to. I will either give this to my granddaughter, who probably will not want it, and then I'll stick it back just in case. And then I'll probably eventually throw it away. And you can see right here how it's transferred. And I have really short lashes. If somebody had long lashes, it definitely would not work. So I'm going to take one of my little pointy Q-tips. I try to keep some of those over here. I try to keep some of those close by because, you know, even using my regular makeup, I do make a mess. And this is another reason I don't do my concealer until after I have finished my eyes, because I'm so bad to make a mess. Again, I do have permanent eyeliner. That's why you'll not see me put eyeliner on, because it's already there. I really need to have it touched up, but I called and the lady who did mine doesn't, they quit doing it. It was at a doctor's office, or they created like a spa within their doctor's office, and they had a lady who did that, and I called and they don't do it anymore. So I guess it'll just be what it is. But there's that mascara. See that? I just really don't like it. I'm just gonna be honest with you. But there it is, it's on, and we're just gonna move on. Okay, so I don't put any on my bottom lashes until I do my contour. My concealer. So let's just go ahead and do that next. They did not have a concealer that I could buy. It was all really dark and no way would work for me. I went to several stores, could not find any. So I'm just going to use the e.l.f. Hydrating Cameo Concealer, because that's what I got, so that's what I'm going to use. I have lots of different contours, as I'm sure we all do, trying to find the perfect one. And as I said last week, they say to do this and this and, you know, all over, but that's enough of that. And then I'm going to take my Angie Hot and Flashy brush that came from BK Beauty and just start blending that in. And it's going to look like I put way too much, you know, because I do, for one thing. But we'll fix that once we'll blend it in as much as we can. And then I've noticed with the makeup I bought from Dollar Tree, well, actually Family Dollar, it's too dark. So this actually works because it helps to lighten that foundation up some. So it all works out. And, you know, don't get in your eye like me. Yep. Okay. And we just blend that around a little bit. Again, I do already have on all of my face stuff. I've washed my face and put on my toner. I put on some, I got this, I don't know if you do the Ipsy bags, which I just started. Said I wasn't going to, but you know, I did it. And in my first one, I got this. It's called Pink Diamonds. It's an oil you put on your face. I like it. When you first put it on, it's really greasy, and I thought, I am not going to like this at all. It's too greasy. But you know, you wait a while and it soaks right into your skin. So, you know, that makes me think it really is doing something. I did look for it on the internet because I thought, well, when this runs out, it's a pretty good sized bottle, but once this runs out, I want to buy some. Well, I couldn't find it. And then I saw another lady who had some of that on a video, and she said it had been discontinued. So I'm thinking, well, that's not fair. That Ipsy sends us this that was my free gift, because it was my first bag that I've ever gotten. And then to send me something that I can't purchase doesn't seem fair, does it? But anyway, okay, we're going to keep going. I'm going to go with this LA Colors Liquid Makeup. And this says it's natural is the color, but you can see it's kind of dark for me. I'm going to just take it. It's got a little cover you take off. I'm going to put a few drops on my hand. And I have noticed I have to use more of this. It's pretty runny. Like if I left my hand like that, it would go probably running down into the floor. But I'm going to take my BK Beauty 101. This is a foundation brush. I'm going to swipe it in here. You could use a sponge if you wanted to. For this, I just like to use a brush. And you can see how, well, to me, it looks dark. I think it's too dark for my skin, so that's why I went ahead with all that concealer to help lighten that up. And I think you can, too, mix the foundation with some moisturizer or something to kind of lighten it up, too. But I find it just as easy since I'm going to use contour anyway. Just go ahead and do that, and then it just kind of all blends in together. And just keep swiping that. Go back for more on your hand. I've seen people, you know, they'll put it, I've got you stacked up so high I can hardly see my mirror. I'm still working on getting this set up. I see a lot of people do their makeup videos in their bedroom. I thought, so this morning I thought, I'm going to try that because, you know, I have a pretty bedroom. At least I think it's pretty. And I just couldn't get that to work out. It's like no matter where I set the camera, it was way too far away. Go down on your neck some. So we'll just stay in here and you'll get to see my bathrobe with my bathtub, my robes hanging up, and all that stuff. Nothing bad, but, you know, not the prettiest scene ever, but it's all right. This is where I put my makeup on. I do have an older home, and it has the sink, double sinks, and it kind of then drops down to a little vanity, so that's where I do my makeup. I don't know if they even do like that anymore, but I think my house is about at least 60, I'm thinking 60 or 65 years old, I forgot. But we've lived here over 20 years, and we love it here. Don't have any plans to move. This hopefully will be our last move. We have moved several times in our marriage, over 44 years coming up the end of this month. So you can imagine we've moved a few times, but I'm planning on this being it. I hate to move. It's so much work. I just don't like it. So hopefully this will be the last house we move in. Okay. Looking under those under eyes, they're not looking. Again, I can't hardly see my mirror because you're in my way. And so I'm going to kind of smooth that out a little bit more. And it's all right. It's not the worst makeup in the world, I guess. I think if I could have gotten a lighter color that would have matched my skin tone better would be better, but it's not bad. And really, I can understand why people go buy it because it's so much cheaper than, you know, other makeups. Like last Saturday, I did Mary Kay, and it's not cheap. Laura Geller is not cheap. I mean, and this is even much cheaper than Maybelline, Physicians Formula, L'Oreal, any of those. It's, you know, you can't beat it. I think I paid for, since I did have to go to Family Dollar, I think I paid $2.50 for the makeup. But if they'd have had it at the Dollar Tree, I would have paid $1.25. And then next, the powder, I also had to get from Family Dollar because they didn't have it at the Dollar Trees I went to. And it was $2.50, but I like this powder. Now, that is one thing I probably will keep using. I like it. Oh, and I want you to look at this brush I got. I love these brushes. I know you've seen me, and I will go back and use my Kingmas, that one. I use it every day. And I also got a couple more Kingmas brushes. This one has an angled stubby end. Do you see the powder fly? Yes, you can, because I see it. And I've been using it instead of the puff to dab some powder under my eyes. And it works really well. Of course, you know, I saw another person doing videos do that. Believe me, I don't come up with any of these ideas. I see somebody else do them, and then I copy them because I think it's a good idea. So just kind of dab some of that around, and it works good. It works well. Then I take my big BK Beauty powder brush, 102, big old fluffy thing. Got the powder in the lid. And like I say, I would. Now, this is one thing I would continue to use is the powder. I do like this LA Color powder. I know you're seeing it fly all over, but all of my powders do that. You know, they're very fine. Even my Laura Mercier, which is not a cheap product, it does the same. It does that too because it's very finely milled. And that's why we like them, is because they're finely milled. So there we go. See, I think that looks pretty good. Probably may come back to that. I'm going to switch over to that brush I was just talking about. This is my Kingmas. I use it for contour and for blush. You could use it for whatever you want. I'm going to go back to the little LA Colors Highlight Contour Palette. And I'm going to take the small end and go into the darker color. And that's my contour. And this is pretty pigmented too. You have to be pretty light-handed with it too. I have found out this week. Like I say, before I come on here on Saturday, I've already used these products for at least a week. Like this was all new to me. So, you know, I wanted to try it before I just come on here and start slapping it on, because I would really then have a mess. I would have on really dark eyeshadow and really dark contour, really dark blush, because until you've used it, you don't really know how these products are gonna do. So I'm finished with the little contour palette. I'm gonna go back over to the Marie Claire palette, and I'm gonna use the blush that is in it. Just dab into it lightly. Oh, I flipped my brush around. I love this brush. I think I say it every time. I paid like, it was right under $4 for it. Really, really cheap for a brush. And it's a good brush. I use it every day to do my contour and blush. And I really like it. I forgot to do up in here with my contour. Oh, I got on my Dollar Tree headband too, $1.25. I always look at Dollar Tree, every one I go to, look at their headbands. They didn't have any this time, any new ones I could get, so, but I've had this one a while. I got it, no, I don't know, a few months ago. Okay, here's this mascara. I guess I will attempt to put some. If you can see on the brush, there's a great big glob there. I just personally don't care for it. And you know, there's probably people who do really like it, and that's good. That's great if they do. I just have to have, see that big glob it just put on, even though you saw me wipe it off. I just like the Thrive tubing mascara. It just works so well for me. You can see again, I'm making a big old mess. You know, I just keep it real with y'all. You'll see me making messes, and I could cut that out of the video, but I'm not going to, because it's real. I really just did that. You saw me do it. So we take our little pointy, oh boy, what a mess. And I'm gonna have to redo my concealer. Oh man. Let me get a clean Q-tip. These are my pointy, and I know they say to wait and it'll fleck off, but I just can't. I have to get that off of there. So here's this side in a big mess. Let me get another one. Good thing I laid out several of these pointy Q-tips, isn't it? And in case you didn't see my video last week where I talked about these, I got these at Dollar Tree, like $2 and something for 170. They have the pointed end, so it makes it easier to get up in there and clean up these makeup mistakes that I make pretty well every day. And there I've used like 4 of them, but that's all right. Okay, so now that I have that mess, I'm going to go back to my concealer brush if I can find it. I've got stuff laying. If you would just see all the stuff I got laying around, there's probably enough concealer on that brush still that I don't need to dip back in there, but we just go back and try to correct the mistakes that, you know, I just made that I do pretty well every day. I'm gonna go back to that really stubby brush that I just love and put some of that. Again, you can use a powder puff, which is what I did until I got this brush. I actually got this set on Prime Day, and I got 3 brushes, and it was like less than $3 for 3 brushes. There's one, and there's another one somewhere floating around. But you can't beat that deal, and they're good quality. Kingness is the name of them. And I will be watching Black Friday to see if they have any more on sale. You know, not that I need any brushes, but that's beside the point. Okay, so we've got that done. I'm just trying to look around, see if I've forgotten anything other than our lips. And for lips, I have this LA Color Pout Lip Gloss. Of course, I didn't bring my glasses in here, so this is a matte. Don't know what color because I cannot see it, and I forgot. I tell you, there's mascara everywhere, like everywhere. Yeah, that might end up in what they call file 13 if you're old enough to know what that means. So here's the LA Colors lip gloss. I forgot to put on any lip liner, but I don't have a Dollar Tree lip liner, so that's okay. We can go without it today. Here I go. making my usual mess. I'm not too sure about this lip gloss. It is kind of sticky. And, you know, there's other ones I've tried. And it's not just this brand. I actually returned a Maybelline that I paid like $10 for because I hated it. It was so sticky, I felt like my lips were going to just stick together. I didn't like it. I've seen other people use it. They love it, but I didn't care for it. So there's that. And then I have this LA Colors also Pout Lip Gloss. And this is a clear, and you can see I've been using it because it's stained the, what do they call that, a doe foot. So, and I just kind of, and this may be what makes it so sticky, this stuff right here. I'm looking over in my mirror in case you wonder. And see, now that I've said all that, it don't seem bad today. Other mornings when I've used it though, I felt like my lips were going to stick together. But for the price, you can't beat it. So I think that's pretty well it. Did not have a finishing spray, a dollar store brand. They didn't have any. Again, they were sold out of so many things. But I just recently got this Catrice Dewy Glow Fixing Spray. And I've been using it this week. And let's see, can you see it? I like it. Again, of course, you know, I saw somebody else use it, so I had to try it too. It does, though. It comes out. When you spray it, that sprayer, it's not a mister. It is definitely a sprayer. And it really sprays out. I got my little fan here I'd gotten on Amazon. If you don't have one of these, if I were you, I'd be watching on Black Friday. Because I love this fan. It's got the switch right here. You just press it, and it goes higher and higher. It has a little USB charger. And which, you know, about everything does these days. But I purchased also off of Amazon. I had purchased these little, what they call bricks. It comes in a little box of 3 for like $8.98 or something. So that's my charger for my fan. But you could, you know, charge it in your computer. But everything is like that. And if we plugged everything into our computers, we would have everything. So there is the full face of dollar store makeup, pretty much. A couple e.l.f. products thrown in here and there. So I'll come back in just a minute and wrap up. Here's a little shot of me getting ready to finish up this video. I do put my hair up in rollers. These are Catrice that I ordered, I think from Walmart. But she does have her own website. Then I take this John Frieda Volume Lift and spray it, because if I don't, it's not going to do anything. I have very, very straight hair. So I just do this. I leave it in about, I don't know, I try to do at least 20 minutes. Usually it's about 15, 20 minutes. But I'm going to do that, go get my grandson's lunch, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so now I'm back with my hair somewhat done after I put it up in rollers. My full face of dollar store makeup, mostly the Dollar Tree, a couple things from Family Dollar, and then a couple e.l.f. products thrown in there. So, you know, none of it expensive, but there it is. I think it looks okay. Yeah, I can see it in my wrinkles under my eye big time. So, I don't know if that's the concealer or the powder or a mixture of both, but they are really showing up today. But anyway, it's okay. I'm not going anywhere. We'll be right here at home doing this, that, and the other. So it's all right. And anyway, that's it for this week's video. I hope that you will like the video. And if you haven't become a subscriber, I really wish that you would go down and subscribe. I'm trying to build up this channel. I don't have all that many subscribers. So, you know, I would really appreciate it if you did. And come back next week, next Saturday, and we'll do another face of something else. So have a good day, a beautiful Sunday tomorrow, and a great week coming up. See ya.